think we just found him. That's
Robbie,
him.
that's him
We
right
just
there.
found him.
That's him right there.
Hey, we're trying to prove that Bigfoot is for real. About as real as the typical financial plan that you're being sold to today. My man David Harter, he's going to break down the financial hoax that's going on and give you a world-class education.
Hey guys, I'm David Harter, and so as you heard Rob share before, I'm here today to talk to you about and really kind of dispel the financial planning hoaxes that are out there. Now, is everything a hoax? No, I don't want you to take that out of context. But what I do want to sink in is that the herd mentality of financial planning, in my opinion, is failing the United States because there's a lot of products, there's a lot of services that are pushed out on American families that quite frankly just don't fit them the way that appropriate long-term financial planning actually could. So today, I'm gonna break down those hoaxes, I'm gonna break down those myths, and we're gonna talk about real comprehensive financial planning. So what am I talking about? You know, the typical financial planning advice follows things like Roth IRA, 401k, 529 plans.
Well, it sounds like the alphabet soup of retirement planning.
That's exactly what it is. And let's talk about, Roth IRA, great thing, right? Tax-free growth. Oh, by the way, you can only put in about $6,500 into it.
Real fast?
Please.
Our video and social media guy, Parker Russo, told us that he makes $200,000 a year and he wants to put money into a Roth IRA. Explain to them why that can't happen.
Number one, because he makes too much money, right? So he's disqualified from it. But number two, he's talking about retirement planning. He's, 24 years old,
yes.
Right? Worry in order. We'll talk about that later. 401k, let's put my money in jail, followed by having it on parole. What do I mean by that? Yeah, put it in before it gets taxed. It grows tax deferred. When it comes out fully taxable. If you're in a higher tax bracket, you've lost money, right? Your money's on probation because the IRS is going after it with every distribution that you take. 529. Number one, what happens if my kid doesn't go to school, right? Number two, it's growing tax deferred, but if my kid doesn't go to school and I take it out, I get penalized and I get taxed. And by the way,
can I ask a question?
Please.
So in a 529, if there's $100,000 in there, they don't go to school, and you take it out, how much are you left with?
Ordinary income tax and the 10% penalty, you'd probably be left with $60,000. That wasn't a very good investment. All joking aside, 1 in 3 Americans has no money saved for retirement, right? And look at the statistics. The statistics show that people are being led in the wrong way, right? I think that one of the biggest culprits behind that is that the financial advice that's being given is so cookie cutter. It's not going deep into people's worlds, right? It's not teaching people how to save. It's not teaching people how to take money that they're sending to financial institutions and get it back to them, put it on their balance sheet. They're not being taught how to block and tackle in financial planning. That's budgeting. That's dedicating yourself to saving 20% of your income into vehicles that make sense, right? Product is a byproduct. The first thing that you have to do is you have to identify what's the real problem? The real problem is I haven't been taught how to save money, right? So less than $10,000. $300,000 or more is only 13% of Americans. That's not enough. They're being taught the wrong way. They don't have pensions, and it's our responsibility to educate them on how to appropriately create savings. The statistics prove it, right? If you look at people in their 20s, they have $16,000 saved. In the 30s, go out to your 60s, $172,000. Now, look, $172,000 might be a lot of money, but if I took 10% of that, right, $17,000, am I going to be able to live off of that? And by the way, I have to pay income tax on that? How long are you going to live, right? I hope it's not more than, not any more than 1 year, because that's just not enough. And by the way, check out these statistics on Social Security. About 42 million retired workers receive Social Security benefits, and another 3 million individuals benefits spouses and their children, retired workers. Maximum Social Security benefit is maybe $30,000, $35,000 per year. If you are living in a world where we have long-term care, right, where we have assisted living, where we have income taxation, where we have cost of living that is, is growing massively each and every single day, that is not enough money. That's not predictable enough of income to last during retirement. And finally, I am not saying that 401k is the devil, but it was introduced to be the icing on the cake back in 1974 when everybody had a pension. Well, guess what? Today, pensions don't exist. They're the icing and the cake. But they hamstring you, right? You're in handcuffs, right? Because they don't have flexibility. You're told what you can invest in. Number one, you don't have flexibility of choice. But number two, if you need short-term savings, if you need liquidity, you can only borrow up to about 50% of your 401k. And by the way, it's borrowing. That means that money's not working for you in the 401k. And by the way, you can't take out another loan. So if you need liquidity, unless you have a very, very specific reason to be able to take it out, like you're 3 months behind on your mortgage, you can't access that money. So why are you putting it into jail intentionally? That doesn't make any sense. So what's the real problem here? The real problem, what do I mean by financial hoax? What I mean is that there's really no long-term plan, right? I always say to my clients, retirement is like driving into the desert. You either have a roadmap or you don't, right? If you don't have a roadmap going into the desert and you run out of gas, or you're low on gas and you don't know where the gas stations are, you're in really, really, really big trouble. But if you map that out ahead of time, you got a good chance of survival. Financial planning is the exact same thing. It starts with where are you currently positioned, but more importantly than that, what is your emotional relationship with money? Have you ever had that conversation? You have to understand, is it abundant or is it scarce? No judgment. You are where you are for a reason, right? But where you're going needs to be mapped. And that isn't 25-year planning. I'm not going to send you a financial plan that is this thick that maps out the next 25 years. How about the next 25 days? Let's get you budgeted. Let's get you organized. Let's understand the products that you've bought, and are they serving you now? Are they going to serve you in the future? Or do we need tune-ups? That's okay. When you have those done, you're organized, you're keeping money on your balance sheet, that's when you can go on to the offense and start to plan for the next 2, 3, and 5 years, and let us think about the next 15, 20, and 25 years. And the what if scenarios. What if you need long-term care? What if you lose your job? What if you have twins? We can account for that. But normal financial planning is linear. Life's not linear. Life has peaks and valleys. Life has roller coasters. We can help you to solve problems because we understand the fact that life is not linear. So what do we do at Epic? You've heard me and Rob and my partners talk about at the end of our videos about free consultation. Well, what does that really mean? Well, we have folks on our staff that are going to actually speak with you about investing. We're going to speak with you and do an audit of the life insurance decisions that you've made. We're going to take a look at your auto insurance. We're going to take a look at your health insurance. Why would auto insurance and health insurance decisions have anything to do with investing? Well, if the deductibles on my auto or my health insurance are not where they should be, guess what I'm doing? I'm sending money to a financial institution that I don't need to. That means I can put more money back into your pocket, which means I can diversify it into investing, into real estate, into building wealth. Those are the things we're going to take a look at. Disability insurance. 1 in 3 people get sick or hurt, right? Disability insurance is something that people cheapen the message around, but it's so critically important. If I got sick or hurt, guess what doesn't go away? It's your bills. They don't go away, so we're going to take a look at that. Business insurance is for business owners. If I have a key person that goes down, does my business go under? Overhead insurance, things of that nature. Do you have a last will and testament? Do you have legal documentation? Has it been reviewed, right? Ex-spouses, things of that nature. We're going to put all of this onto one landing page that we call the Epic Wealth Builder, and we're going to analyze, are all of these playing nice in the sandbox so that you're not making decisions in silos. Money goes to 1 of 3 places. It goes to the IRS, it goes to a financial institution, or it goes to you. With this process, the amount that's going to flow to you is going to expand dramatically. Listen, I know I've thrown a lot of information at you, and I know it's a really big claim to say that there's financial hoaxes out there. Well, I'd like to share with you a personal story. In about 2003, I got a phone call from I was new into the business, and I got a phone call from a new client who wanted to talk to me about long-term care. And I said, that's a waste of money. You got plenty of money, you'll self-insure, right? Because that's what I was taught at the place where I was. When you fast forward the clock, and last year on July 17th, that client passed away. Living in a long-term care facility, a combination of COVID-19 and Alzheimer's disease. And they were on Medicaid. And we had a Medicaid plan for that client because that client was not eligible for long-term care when we tried to get it for him later on in life. And that was my father. So I understand firsthand the impact of poor financial decision making and falling into the trap of listening to what people say out there, buy term insurance, invest the difference, you'll self-insure. That's a load of garbage. And we paid the price for it. The point I'm trying to make here is that through education and through learning real appropriate financial planning, we were able to salvage a very, very challenging situation, right? But you're most successful by learning from your most successful failures, right? And that was a successful failure that I had to figure out. And along the way, we've dispelled a lot of the myths that are out there that are being taught to people that are just plain wrong. So listen, we've been there, done that. I hope that you've gotten a little bit out of the content that we've shared with you today, and we want to help. We'd love to give you a free consultation. We'd like to look under the hood to see what's working in the engine and what's not. Click the link below. A member of my team or myself will have a conversation with you. We'll talk to you about real financial planning. We'll talk about the things that concern you, as well as the things that you want to do, how you want to build wealth. And it's a lot of fun, and we do it, as I mentioned, with pure integrity. Free consultation. Click the link below and we'll have a conversation.
Hey, listen, David just broke it down for you. Bite-sized information. Really, really gave you some good information, great education. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and check out this video over here.
I think that's him.
Yeah, we're looking for Bigfoot right now. That's good.